Hi, my name is Mandy Johnson, and if I had a colleague asking me about writing learning objectives, what I would say is that learning objectives need to be just like writing a SMART goal. They need to be specific and measurable so you will know when a student knows, feels, or can do exactly what you're asking them to know, feel, or be able to do. Bloom's taxonomy referred to those as the cognitive, the affective, and the psychomotor domains. But mostly it's just important that you're specifying what you're wanting from students, not that they can understand the water cycle, but that they can label the water cycle or that they can compare and contrast water in its different states so that you'll know when it's time to move on appropriately with that student. Attainable means that you need to have learning objectives that are action oriented. They use verbs to express what students will know, feel, or be able to do. Um, you need to be able to see it. So again, you can't really see understanding, at least not every day in a classroom. What you can see is labeling a diagram. So attainable. And then they also need to be realistic, meaning that they need to be developmentally appropriate for the age group that you're working with. And they need to be modified for the individual students and the level that they're at, um, based on any of the different things that might require individualization of learning. And the last thing you need to remember is that it just should be time bound as well. You have to remember that you're working within a time frame and that you only have a limited amount of time to reach any learning objective. Learning objectives should also be based on standards. And so if you start with a standard, they will usually provide the verbs to use to break them down. So this one simple kindergarten standard could be broken down into two different learning objectives if you want to be really specific and be able to mark this off on a check sheet or something. Using I can statements can actually help students connect more to the learning standard and take ownership of their learning. It feels more relevant to their lives, so it makes them just a little bit more achievable. Sometimes learning standards are a little bit more complex, and you may have to break these down into multiple learning objectives to be able to reach them. But again, you're just going to use the verbs observe, describe, ask, and predict. A few of the examples I have is observing and recording weather in the current season, identifying and describing types of weather in each season, and comparing and contrasting the weather in all four seasons using pictures. So you want it to be smart, you want it based on standards, and you want to remember to use action verbs. Thank you.